Well, friends, after our winter has just drug on and on and on, I'm so happy that things are melting and it's finally spring here because there is so much work that needs done to get this house finished. Let's get right at her. I really need to get the log house set up with the roof on it. The building season here is just so short before it's winter, and if I can work inside over the winter, it would really help me get a lot more done. So this is the main floor for the log house, and the logs will sit right on top of all this blocking and the rim joist. But you can see here the rim joist is not flush with the ICF. So on a regular house, you would insulate every single one of these bays. What you would normally do is take a piece of insulation and put it in every single one of these bays, and then come and try and put a vapor barrier and glue a piece of plastic in here, which is a huge pain in the ass. There's a ton of thermal bridging. Not only that, but because this is a log house, I have to access these bays. I can't just box them off. So instead, I'm insulating the exterior. A lot of these small important details can be really painful when you're just trying to give her. So this blocking here is to attach my deck. I can't just bolt through the foam. So I had to plan this so that there's a solid concrete ledge underneath this blocking so it's supported this way. And then I'll fasten the ledger through here, and I'll show you all the waterproofing and flashing detail when we get there. So I put all this sand out here in the depths of winter, but it needs smoothed out again. Because I did it in the winter, there was snow in these layers, and now that it's melted and the ground is finally unthawed here in the second half of May, it all needs smoothed out again. But the grapple forks, they ain't working on this tractor, and it's hard to grade and smooth things out with this old tractor because there's so much play. There's just so much play in the loader. But that isn't a shot against this old John Deere tractor. It's quite the opposite. In fact, this old 7410 is just such a great machine that it's lasted for so many years that the loader has just eventually wore out because the tractor just keeps going. So I'll just keep greasing her as much as I can. I got a feeling it's the switch or the wires that are always moving around in here. I had to try and remember how to use this thing. These wires were broken in here, so I got the electrical shop to solder on some new ones. Just pull them back through the handle here with some fishing line. Okay, I connected these in. Let's see. Hey, fuck yeah. All of these trees back here, they need to go. These are bears. I'm gonna go scare them away. Hey! Get out! Get the fuck out of here! I tried to put the house so all the trees weren't going to be in the road. They were just the perfect distance. But I think this one's going to be in the road here. I don't want the roots there. I'm gonna hit them when I'm grading and it's gonna suck. This is kind of pissing me off because I can't keep the cutting edge flat, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I like it perfect, but it's okay. It's pretty good. It's not gonna be perfect, and it's probably good because it's gonna rain a bunch and I'm gonna make tracks and so much work yet to do here, and there's lines that still need dug in, so I'll just leave it at that. So friends, all this plumbing here, all the sewer, it runs underneath the house and then it will go out to the septic tank out here. But I'm not ready to do the septic tank yet. And it's a problem because there's a huge hole here that I haven't been able to fill, and I don't want to fill it yet because I don't want to bury that pipe and then have to dig right close to the house again. So I'll put off the septic system for now. The tank and everything's very expensive. But this hole here ain't working for me. I got so much work to do here. You can see the difference of how nice it is if it's up, if I can put the ladder here versus down in the hole, and I'm gonna probably fall off there. My neighbor came with his backhoe and dug me a narrow trench here, and then we put in a section of pipe. So now the pipe comes to here. And we got it measured out so we can dig here to put in the septic tank. Now I can backfill close to the house. So I'll hop on my new mini machine here and I'll tidy this up a bit. There's water running, everything is in bloom and turning green. The friendly little happy birds are back making nice noises. Spring is finally here. We're well into May. I've been waiting like 180 days. I've been waiting half the year for days like today, and now it's time to really get it done. It's just the most beautiful time of the year here, and there's so much that needs done. Soon I have to start the disassembly of the log house. There's a ton of really difficult work to do there. But first we got to wrap some stuff up here so we can get to the disassembly. So let's get right at it, friends. Got to head up to bush camp here quick. Always something to do. Everything's in order in the cabin here. Could use the cleaning, that's for sure, but everything looks good. These were just little trees when I first started building here. It's a good thing I come up here though. My bear fence is absolutely destroyed. So it needs fixed here. It needs fixed bad. Bear was chewing on this. You know, friends, I know there's not much to this little cabin. It's a humble little place, but I am really proud of it actually, and everything I did and learned in the time that I lived up here. You know, I was just a kid. I still love this place, man. I really love it, and I really appreciate all the time that I had here. And I actually enjoyed, you know, kind of roughing it and living off the bare minimum and being out on the land and just making things work. I really enjoyed that, and it really taught me to be humble and like grateful for everything. Living without running water and limited power really made me grateful for those two things for sure. And like a big one was laundry. This is gonna sound funny, but like the last winter here, I had to skidoo in all the time. I couldn't get a vehicle in and out. And even then in the spring, I had to quad back and forth. And I would have to take my laundry in a great big sack and haul it back and forth to do it. So I'm like forever grateful to have a washing machine now and just be able to do it quickly. I really don't mind doing laundry. Like I really did enjoy roughing it and being out here on the land, but you know, at the same time, both are true. It also made me really appreciate all those little things that now I'm working so hard for on the house I'm building now. So, yeah, I always get sentimental when I come back here. So, all right, friends, now time for the very hard part. I got to get this place ready for disassembly. The roof cut, the windows cut, all the flats cut. Always trying to keep my big logs tight here. Hopefully this is the last house adjustment I need to make. It's just too heavy at this stage. I got two 8-ton jacks here. They're maxed out. They're not working good. It's dicey. Okay, I'm there. It's heavy, but the logs are very strong. So you see, I'm able to lift it on just one small little point. Just have to make some moderately small adjustments, but then all my window measurements and roof cuts will be bang on. I don't have to worry about it. The house is extremely heavy. Try to keep all my essential tools here right close so I don't have to walk back and forth to take them out and put them away every day. Just get everything ready for all the work that needs done in here. I wanted to get all these projects wrapped up so I could really focus on the log house and everything that needs done there, all the complicated work to get it ready for disassembly. I know it's probably a shorter video, friends. I usually like to make it on one big project, but this one's more kind of all over the place. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to get it made and get it out to you before I get started on that, because there is a lot of work to do there. So I hope you guys enjoyed, friends, and all the best to everyone. Hope to catch you on the next one.